Hey everybody, what's up? It's me, your girl, Lady T, and you are tuned into Am I on Speaker? It's me, Lady T, the hostess with the mostest, just living life and not acting atrocious. Like, no, but I'm so glad. This podcast has been my baby. I'm so excited about this. I get to put my special guests on speaker. I get to put them on speaker so they can tell their truth, they tell their story, they share some things about themselves that you may not know about them. But it's real convo with real people, and we have lots of laughs along the way. So I'm so excited to be here. And then I have one of my good friends with me today. You guys are gonna love her, okay? So this is model, associate producer of District of Curves. Okay, this is the assistant production director of the Full Figure Industry Awards, the Fires, baby, and a former Ms. Full Figured USA. I need y'all to give it up one time for Gabby Symone, baby. Hey, girl.
Hi, my love. How you doing?
I'm good. Did I do you any justice with that intro? Was it okay?
You gave me a little bit too much, but
Oh,
I will take it. You
okay.
always prop me up, and I'm just trying to live up to anything you hype me up to be.
Because you're my favorite person, so you gotta be like that.
You
You
my
gotta be
girl,
like,
but I'm just Gabby. I'm just
no, you're fave. You think you're just Gabby, but you're actually my favorite. So I need people, I need my viewers, my people, my listeners, I need my speakers, I need all of them to be on guard and to listen because we're gonna play a game. That's how they're gonna get to know you a little bit, okay?
okay. Let's do
So
it.
we're gonna try to get through this game as fast as possible, okay? Because many have failed at this. Many have failed.
All right, let's do it.
Many have failed. A
What we
lot of
playing?
people take their time with this. They're on CP time, and I need them to scoot on by, okay?
Listen, the CP time is real.
They don't know. I don't know if the time frame, and we're in the same time zone, so I feel like this should be easy, right? It's not. So we're gonna play this or that. It's a little icebreaker.
Okay, let's go.
Hey.
Let's do it. Hey.
Okay. All right, 10 seconds on the clock. Just kidding. No, you're good. You're good. You don't have 10 seconds.
Whatever you said, the house rules were. I was ready to do it. All right, let's go.
That's the house rules. Okay. And you don't need any tequila from your purse for this, so you're good.
But
Don't you pull it out. Don't you
Oh.
don't you pull it out.
Are you?
Don't
Look,
you
when I have you on my podcast, we're gonna have
it's gonna be shots. And then you're gonna see a little purse go through the screen like this.
yeah. Bless. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. See, this is out of control already. Okay, so let's do it. Okay. All right. We're gonna start the timer now. Okay, vacation or staycation?
Vacation.
Vacation. Where specifically though?
Anywhere with a beach and some water and some palm trees. Anywhere.
That sounds like you. That's the vibe. Okay, Netflix or Hulu? Hulu. I can't even say it. Netflix or Hulu?
That's a hard one. I can't choose because they both got my comfort shows. You know that comfort show that you've seen 1,500 times, but that's what you go to sleep to. I can't choose.
No.
Oh wait, no.
Hulu.
Hulu, because Netflix got rid of The Office, and I haven't forgiven them since.
So. Oh, I didn't even recognize that.
They sure did.
You know what? I'm really stuck on Suits right now.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta get into that. I don't even be watching TV like that, but I said I'm gonna get into Suits.
You gotta watch our Black Princess Meghan Markle on.
I know. Amazing. That's why I said I was gonna watch. I'm gonna watch it because you said so.
She's so good. Oh my god.
Yeah, right.
Okay, we're distracted. Focus here.
I know, right?
Okay. Night or morning?
For what? Like, it depends. See, I can never just I can't follow instructions, right? Like,
yeah.
For what? Like,
do
morning.
Do you prefer the night life or the morning daybreak?
Night. I'm not a morning person. Like, I enjoy the freshness of a new day. But I'm a night owl. I'll admit it.
Oh, okay.
I don't wake up early.
I was like, oh, you mornings? You sounded
No. Don't say anything to me before 9 a.m.
Okay, facts. I agree with that. Or before I have my coffee.
Right.
Would you prefer to be rich and famous or rich and unknown?
Rich and unknown.
You don't want nobody to know you?
I don't. And I guess we'll get into that later, but it's like the more that people know me, the more slightly uncomfortable it is because people come up to me and they're like, "Are you Gabby?" And I'm like, "Who's asking?"
Right.
I just
that's a thug life response. Who wants to know?
Who wants to know? Like, I'm already like, wait a minute, who sent you?
Who sent you?
Who sent you?
I can't. Okay, I like this next question.
Who your folks?
This next question is going to be good for you. Hold on. Passenger or driver?
Passenger.
Of course, always, baby. Passenger princess.
I am a passenger princess. Everybody knows it. And I got somebody will pick me up this day. The other person will pick me up that day. I got them on rotation, baby. It's just I can't even front.
Jeez, I gotta get on Gabby's life of Gabby out here. Okay. Do you prefer a car or a bike? Car or bike? Car. Okay, that makes sense. It's been a while.
I do care about the climate. Don't come after me. I am all for, carbon emit, but car. I'm so sorry. Even if it's an electric car.
Oh, you travel a lot. So train or airplane?
Plane.
Plane.
Now, don't get me wrong. See, I'm always doing too much, right? I like the train, but the train is now more expensive than it is to fly. So now when I go to New York, I can get on a flight and be there in less than an hour for cheaper. So plane, there's nothing I can do with that. Like blame our infrastructure. What? Girl, no. Spirit is not in my spirit. Right. So it's just no, man.
It don't sit well with your spirit.
The spirit don't sit well with my spirit. So we're not doing that.
I can't.
I was a one and done on spirit. I was a one and done. That was
that experience, and that was that.
I didn't even have a bad experience. I just felt like that wasn't God's plan for my life. I just felt like I was sitting on that plane and I was like, He wants better for me. So I'm just going to not do this anymore. That's right. I didn't do it no more.
The spirit told you. He said, "This was
spirit told me no more spirit."
The spirit told you no more spirit.
Spirit told me no more spirit.
Right, there you go. Okay, would you rather owe money or owe a favor?
Money.
You'd rather owe money than a favor?
Money.
You sound traumatized.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Right.
I don't like feeling like I owe people anything. But for me,
you don't owe them anything.
And I don't. And I live my life like that. And I would rather owe somebody money than a favor. For sure.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
I'd rather owe people money than a phone call. Like, can I just can I just pay? It's like my phone never stops ringing, and it's just like I can't talk to all these people at once. I'd rather owe money than a phone call.
You need a secretary. That's what it sounds like.
I do.
You need you need an assistant. You need a little Gabby.
I do. A little Gabby, right?
You need a little Gabby.
But not a child. So
no.
Michelle Baltimore. That's my Michelle. No. Don't ask. Not a child.
I get it. I hear you. Okay, now do you prefer coffee or tea? Coffee or tea?
You know my real answer, but I'm gonna say tea.
Oh. Why you no, because you know that's not the answer. All we do is coffee and lattes, boo. Iced coffee.
I have been more into my iced coffee jam recently. Whatever this new drink is by Starbucks, it's $15 and I like it. So whenever I find myself there.
What is it specifically?
I think it's the Mickey knows what it is.
Does it have Delta?
It's the hazelnut one. Hazelnut espresso.
Oh,
that's my drink.
Okay, so it's basically like it's sugar and crack together.
Well, I get it with no sugar. I actually
not with no crack. Not with no crack.
No. I need extra crack. I actually get extra crack in it. I just tell them no sugar because I don't drink sugar. I don't drink sugar.
Sugar in this, but the rest of the things, it could be anything else.
Yeah, I actually, and anytime I order it around my friends, they're like, "Gabby, this is gross." But I actually tell them, "Can you reduce the pumps of syrup in there because it's too much sugar? I just need like one pump to get the flavor." But I don't like.
Put me onto something right now. Hazelnut espresso.
Yeah, it's the iced oat milk hazelnut espresso. That's the name of it. Yeah.
Oh, it kind of sounds like an espresso martini because you ever had that?
I love those.
I figured. I was like, that's what it sounds like.
I love those. Absolutely.
I can't stand that because I can't pass out. I can't, when you.
You know what? I feel you on that because I have experience.
And I'm just
yeah, I can't even hold you on that one.
okay. Wait, what do
They
we? Wait,
good.
hold on. You're distracted. We're still playing
I
the game.
know we got to get focused.
Yeah, you got to get. I've been focused. I'm.
You gonna throw me under? Okay,
That's how we
all
do it.
right, Lady T.
That's
Okay,
how we do it. We do it. You sipping on tea. But we're gonna
right.
ask you about sipping on some other things.
Okay,
Do you prefer wine or beer?
wine.
Of course. What's your favorite type of wine, Gabby?
Um, it depends on my mood, but right now I'm going through a Malbec phase.
What?
Specifically an Argentinian Malbec. It's like super fruity. It's not as bold as a French Malbec. I mean that's my jam right now.
I don't even know what that is. I can't even spell it. What did you said
It's
Malbec?
Malbec. Like you'll find it in between like the Merlot and the Cabernet. It's not as strong as those. Like it's a little
But
mellow.
brown
It's a
like,
little fruity.
but it's
Yeah, try
communion wine still at
it's
that.
not it's not quite it's not so
Just
communion
admit it.
wine gives you
Just
that
admit
great
it.
forward,
There she
you
go.
know, but this is for I'm telling you, go to Trader Joe's and
Okay.
the brand that I like is called La Finca and it's $4.99 and
Mm.
it's delicious.
So you want somebody to go get some La Finca
Yeah.
Melbeck?
Yes.
They gonna think I'm speaking in tongues. Anybody gonna think that? All right. This is what we doing.
After a
Anybody gonna
bottle
think
of
that?
it, you might be.
Think I'm speaking in tongues. You got me. You got the wrong one out here. Anyway, do you prefer cooking or being cooked for?
A
Mm-hmm.
little bit of both, because I believe that, cooking for somebody is, showing love for them. And
Oh,
I like to give and I like to receive as well. I think that's what makes, partnerships, relationships, friendships. I think that's what makes that strong. And I used to be the queen of like cooking and hosting and entertaining for like large parties and stuff like that. And I enjoyed doing that for my family and friends. So I'm
mm,
a little too busy these days to do it the way that I used to, but any of my friends and family can tell you like I put on and I don't skimp
okay.
either, like it's steak and lobster for everybody.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, surf and turf. I like a
So,
surf and turf
all
girl
the I know we're gonna have one.
because you know how we do when we go out.
I know how I look.
It's nothing but ribeye steaks and just
Okay.
tomahawk.
Okay. I don't know why we're not having this recording over a tomahawk right now.
I know. I thought about it too. We just talked about that before it got on. I was like, I'm hungry. I just
I'm hungry, right? Yeah, I put some little soup in there. I don't even want that no more.
I can okay, focus. The game.
All right.
Gabby.
Yep.
Do you prefer reality shows or documentaries?
Neither.
What?
Neither.
What
I
do you
just I don't. I mean, I guess I could settle in for a good documentary, but I've just never gotten into reality TV like that. Like somebody asked me, they're like, "Oh, do you know what happened on Housewives?" I'm like, "No, I don't know what happened on. I don't watch that." Like I never got into it, and I think it's
mean?
because I knew that it wasn't reality, and I
Right.
just could never get into. I'm like, this is the fakest thing I've ever seen. It's entertaining, don't get me
It
wrong.
is.
So I'll catch the highlights. I'm like, oh, she did that, she threw
It's
that.
the
But
highlights. I like the
yeah,
highlights as well.
I'll
Because
catch the
you
highlights,
never
but
get
I am not at all interested in the storylines. I don't care.
Okay. What about do you like comedies or dramas?
Comedy.
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 You're a hilarious person. That's probably why. Okay. Now that was the last question, and I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You failed because that took way longer than you need to.
I
Yeah.
know. I know. I know. I just be doing anything. It's
I
fine.
like that you take accountability though.
I do. I do. That is one of my best qualities. Like I get things very wrong, but I'm gonna tell you I'm wrong for
Right.
sure.
It's good to know that you're a hot mess, and then you are
Absolutely. I'm gonna beat you
accept.
to it. You be like, you're a hot man. I'm like, girl, I know. I know.
I know. I wrote the
I
book
woke
on it.
up like this.
Damn, you a mess. Okay, now's the part, and now it's time for the interview part. Okay, so for all the speakers out there, I met Gabby when I think I booked Atara Styles, the amazing stylist from Baltimore County. I booked Atara Styles to come on my show, and she was hard to get. I booked her like 3 months ahead of time just to make sure she actually showed up, and because I love her and her styles and everything. But of course she had to have one of the most amazing models there was Gabby. And Gabby said to me, I have some people, we're about to get in contact with you for a few things. And I was just like, wait, what? Gabby put me to work, y'all. And I only just met her that day. She's like, we got a meeting with them next week. We're gonna meet with them at this point in time. I'm gonna call you. What's your cell? What's your email? And that's that. It was like she owned me after that. Like it was pretty much it. You remember that day?
Like it was yesterday.
Like it forever changed our lives.
It did. It did. Like I don't think people like I was fangirling over you a little bit. I didn't know anything about you. You know, shout out to Atara, who I had done work with you know, over the years when she, you know, she and I kind of got out here in this plus industry and took over together. You know, she's doing her styling, I'm doing my modeling. We had done some things previously, and she called me to do her very first TV appearance, and I was super excited. I didn't know anything about you. I didn't know anything about the program or anything like that. And I was like, wait a minute. There's this beautiful black plus size woman on TV every day. She's funny as heck. Like, who is this? And, you know, I was trying not to fangirl too much because, you know, I was there representing her. So I didn't want to like go up and be too forward or be anything like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to say hello. I'm going to connect with her on Instagram and hopefully we can talk again in the future. And as I was going out of the studio back into the dressing room, I got a message from Tawana. Shout out to Tawana Blassingame, my girl, my boss, executive producer of the Full Figure Industry Awards, editor in chief of Queen Size Magazine. And before I could get to my dressing room, she had seen the segment online, and she said, can you connect with her? I would like to connect with her. And I was like, oh, good. I have an excuse to go back and talk to this lady. And so I found you. And I was like, hey, I need your number because my boss we getting ready to do some things. Because I was already trying to figure out how I could incorporate you into the fabric of this community, right? So she gave me an excuse to kind of come back and connect. And the rest was history. You know, we talked and you know, tried to make sure that we could involve you as much as we could. I was like, everybody needs to know about you. Like, why don't more people know about you? Girl. You know, I talked to my bosses, my industry. I was like, do y'all know her? Have you met her? Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? So yeah, I sure did put you to work because like what? Absolutely.
It was like you snatched me up and being a security guard.
Never let you go. That's right. I was like, I don't know, but I'm collecting her. Yeah. She belongs to me.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened. This is it. Yeah. For us. And I was like, I don't know why we connected so well. And I was just like, oh my God, I want to keep her.
Yeah. I was like, can I keep her?
And now, and you know what's funny? You said you were fangirling over me. I was fangirling over you. Cause like as soon as I followed her, and it was like Miss Former plus what is it? Hold on, let me get the whole title right because I feel frustrated. It was Former Plus, it was Full Figured USA. So I'm looking at her page and I was like, oh my God, I love these photos. I was like, wow, so she's beautiful all the time. Okay. It was a standard that was set, and I was like, well, I really gotta step it up. But you've come such a far way. Just you being a pageant queen. I am obsessed with Miss Full Figured USA. I am obsessed because I just love the bedazzle, the sequins, the seeing us with curves in these dresses. It was a dream for my mother, you know, God rest her soul. It was a dream for her to see something like that. And I wish she could have lived to see or meet you because you were exactly what she thought in her mind of how we looked. Like royalty. It's like royalty. Yeah. And she saw it and I was like, damn, girls ain't got nothing like that here. And to see it, to witness it, I mean, it's breathtaking. What was that journey like? Like, you know, pageant queen and winning. What was the journey like?
Oh man. So when I started my pageant journey, I wasn't looking for it to do anything but get me out of a rut. And I've shared the story before and I'll share it again. Like I was going through about a 6 months depression
Oh.
before I got into Miss Full Figured, right? Audition for Miss Full Figured DMV, which was the local division
Mhm.
back in 2020, right? And um I don't know what I was expecting. I just knew that I was at a point in life where I said I need to do something different.
Mm.
I don't care what it is, but I need to pick up my feet and start moving in any other direction if I'm going to get out of this. Because what I've learned is that ain't nobody coming to save you.
Mm.
Like, you have to just put one foot in front of the other and start moving if you
That
want
part.
your situation to change.
Mhm.
And that's, honestly, I have been into fashion all of my life. My mother's into fashion, my grandmother's into fashion, but it wasn't even about that. And I wasn't even in I didn't feel like I was in my bag fashion wise when I entered the pageant because that just wasn't what that was about for me at the time.
Oh.
And it wasn't until maybe 3 weeks before the actual local pageant that I felt myself turn it on and get back to what I remembered being.
Mm.
And then when I got on that stage that night, I felt something that I hadn't felt in years. And to get up there and say the speech that I felt in my soul, and then to carry that through to all of the other categories, and then to walk away with that crown, it was like, okay, I feel myself getting back, or not even getting back. I feel myself turning into a new animal, right?
Right.
I felt myself unleashing a power that I hadn't previously unleashed. I
Mhm.
didn't know how I was going to get there, but I could see a path, and I just had to keep walking it. I had to connect with the people that were going to help me get there. I had to listen, I had to learn, I had to take classes, I had to practice, and I did those things. And so as I'm going through the journey to nationals, I am also building my own brand. I'm also building a modeling career. I'm also making these connections in the industry, simultaneously. And a lot of that is what helped me elevate even more to be able to go to nationals and take home
Mhm.
that crown because, you know, regionals and nationals are two different animals. And if you don't elevate, if you think whatever you did in your local pageant is good enough, it's
Mhm.
not.
Mm.
And I question myself a lot of times about if I was good enough to do to do the ultimate, which was take home the national crown.
Mm.
But I was like, how am I questioning if I'm enough when my entire platform is telling other people that you are enough? So I had to start preaching to myself. And I was like, you got to trust in what got you here. You got to trust that the same way that God brought you through the local, he's going to bring you through the national. And, I leaned on what I knew. I sought outside help for the things that I didn't. And I worked hard, and I came out on the other side successful. And I'm grateful for the experience. It's more the journey that
Mm.
taught me a lot than the destination.
Right.
Grateful for the destination, but it really was the journey that taught me so much. And it is not a journey that I will be taking ever again.
But wait, the journey has brought you somewhere else with it
It
because
has.
now you're still a part of it because
I
now
am.
you're at a new level with it.
I
So
am.
tell me about what's going on now with the Miss Full Figured USA and the pageant because you're doing stuff with it now, right?
Yes, I am. I am the assistant director for Miss Full Figured USA National Capital Region.
Woohoo!
And that really is the DC, Maryland area.
Amazing.
We are getting ready to start our inaugural season for full figured women sizes 12 and up,
Okay.
ages 18 through 60. Um, I would love for, anyone who is thinking about doing something different but scared or nervous to come talk to me and get an idea of what you could gain from this, outside of the crown and the sash and the money and all of that. Like, there, the most beautiful thing that I walked away with was a better relationship with myself.
Mm.
And if there's anybody listening that feels like that's something that they could use, I invite you to come talk to me about it. So I am at a new level with this. I am still a part of the brand. I get to give women the same experience that I was given. I get to give them the opportunity to feel something about themselves that maybe they haven't felt ever or haven't felt in a long time. And I am super, super honored that Teresa gave me the opportunity to give women this opportunity, because
Right.
that's what it's about, right? It's not about me anymore.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
about the women that I'm going to bring through this system.
Of course, because you're creating this platform for them,
Right.
and it's like an outlet. And a lot of them probably were like, "I'm going through a depression too. I'm going through a
Right.
little funk also,
Right.
and I just want to feel beautiful again. I just want to feel like
Yeah.
myself again." So I think it's beautiful. But then you do so much with the plus community, the curvy community. We just District of Curves just celebrated 10 years
Yes,
in the
you
game.
did.
10 years serving the curvy community. It's like a family. I have to say, I
It
didn't
is.
know about it, and now that I do know about it, I don't ever want to leave it. I love
You're
it so
a part
much.
of it. You're stuck.
It's
So
a great. It's a. She said you're stuck.
you're stuck.
It's a whole community, and it's different talents, different people, and you, Jeannie Ferguson, just knowing you guys. Shout out to Mickey Leon because he baby. 10 years in the game is a long time.
10 years
Um,
is amazing.
you know what I mean? And he utilizes all the different people, Tawana, with Queen Size Magazine, Fearless Curves Magazine.
Mhm.
It's just, oh my gosh, it's so much in a community, so much talent to be around.
Yeah.
How do you feel now? Like DOC is where it's at. 10 years, girl. How do you feel now that you're still celebrating, because you're still within a 10-year range anyway? So what's it like?
You're right. We are still in the 10-year range, and we have so much more. Like, we're not done this year. Like, there's things to come. But to get past this past weekend, July 19th and 20th, was really special. I can tell you this one put the entire team through the ringer, just trying to make sure that this was special. We did 2 shows this year. This is the first time that
Right.
District of Clerks has ever done 2 shows on a weekend. And so that in and of itself was a challenge, right? We
Yeah.
had 80 models. We have never had 80 models or anything close to that. So
Wow.
that was a challenge. So when I tell you that the entire team rolled their sleeves up and tried to figure out the best possible way to honor 10 years in the game, we
Mm-hmm.
did. And how do I feel? I am happy, I'm full, I am relieved, and I am tired.
She said, I need a nap. She said
I'm
10 years.
so
Give me a nap.
tired,
That's
but
my
I'm
gift.
so full.
Right.
The weekend, could not have gone better. Obviously we do our debriefs to figure out the things that we want to improve upon to come back next year. But in terms of the energy and the love and the atmosphere, I really could not have asked for a better weekend.
Right.
I couldn't have asked for better models. I couldn't have asked for better media partners. I couldn't have asked for a better host. Uh couldn't
Girl.
couldn't have asked for a better host. Shout out to Nikki Lee, who hosted Friday night, and shout
Oh,
out to Lady T, who hosted our finale showcase. And so
yeah.
I'm getting ready to turn the table back on you. How did you feel
Ah,
being a part
you
of the 10-year anniversary?
girl, let me tell so it was amazing for me to witness, and my sister and my best friend whom you requested to be there.
I
Um
did.
you requested them, and they reminded me about that constantly.
Period.
I was like, wait, are y'all here for me or Gabby? I'm confused. I don't understand why you guys are doing this, but they loved it. Oh my gosh, it was so amazing. Nikki Lee is so funny. I was rolling in my leather skirt on the floor, laughing at that woman. She's so funny, and I know oh my gosh, she's so funny. You got to bring her back. I don't care for what the
and
next
will.
do.
And
Um,
will.
bring her. I'm so entertained by her. I have to say, your model picks. Jeannie Ferguson.
Did
I,
that. She did
y'all did who has ever been to a fashion show where every outfit doesn't miss? I ain't never been to a fashion show like that. And the way I have to say, I learned so much from Nikki Lee, and I'm so impressed with her because I've hosted events, I've hosted fashion shows. I've never hosted a fashion show. This is like a big secret. I've never hosted a fashion show where you have to talk while the models are walking out there.
that.
Usually they just so what I'm usually told is introduce the designer and then get off stage and shut up, let them walk, let them have their moment, and then sometimes you can debrief with the designer or not. But I've never had to talk during it, and I was only at a church fashion shows. But it's a
Right.
church, so
Right.
they want you to talk. It wants you to be dry. But to do it there, oh my God, I learned so much. So I know y'all are thinking, oh, like, oh, she's so perfect, and I am, but I
Say it one more time.
I am perfect.
That's
But
right.
no, it was just amazing to witness that. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to learn how to do that. Because now I can do it whenever. I was like, where I can talk? Do you know what y'all just did? I can talk while the models are. I'm gonna say anything at this point. I was like, and none of what I said was as bad as Nikki Lee. So that was great.
But here's the thing.
Nikki was questioning her own sexuality at one. It was lingerie though, y'all. It was lingerie show on that Friday night. I did the regular where everybody had the actual clothes on Saturday. So I get why it was like that. But it was the models were impressive. Your team is amazing. And just thank you for putting on such a fantastic show. Everybody was so impressed.
Thank you. Thank you. I
That's
appreciate
feedback
that.
I got.
I appreciate both of y'all. I don't actually know what the production notes were for Nikki. I don't know if she just decided to do that herself, the talking through it, or if someone told her to do it. However, it went over extremely well. And so when you started, I was like, well, yeah, sure, why not? And so
I
it
didn't know what
wasn't a requirement, and it honestly was not
Mhm.
something that we had ever done before or considered. Because like you said, let people have their moment. I like to think because there's all types of runway shows, right? There's the super serious, like New York Fashion Week, Milan Fashion Week, where the audience is quiet, right? You're not supposed to clap.
Right.
There's no MC. And even in terms of like the model walks, like it's very straight, it's very serious. There's no
Mhm.
personality. You just are a hanger for the clothes.
Right.
And then of course there's our people, right? There's the church basement fashion shows. There's the ones in the rec centers where everybody's there and there's chicken in the back and
Uh-huh.
like it's more communal and everybody's cheering and everybody's and I like to think that District of Curves is somewhere in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Like we like to
Very
like
unique.
right. We like to honor the integrity of the show and the designers' pieces and give them the
Mhm.
attention they deserve, but also we are a community.
Right.
And I think that having that encouragement, not just from the audience, but from the mic as well, really pumped up the models. I have heard several reports from the models who said that the energy that the hosts gave them through
Mhm.
that talking through it kind of kept them up. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Good.
So I
Good.
I I think that there is like you said, a very unique space for us to thrive where we're
Mhm.
kind of somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Jeannie makes a very good point of teaching our models not to do too much because you're not selling yourself, you're selling the garment, right?
Right. Mhm.
But I like to think that we do give a little bit of room to show that individuality.
Right.
And I think that I couldn't have picked better hosts to
Yes.
do exactly that. To understand the assignment of we're honoring the garments, but we're gonna have a little bit of fun too.
Yeah. And it was so unique. I love the clothes.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen like a fashion show where you're like, I'm good.
All the
Everything
time.
looked how I just don't understand how y'all. I mean, I get how y'all vetted these people, but I'm not sure what the
Yeah,
process is.
yeah.
Like, but y'all vetted these people to the point where everything that came out there, it looked like, all right, I can wear that on my trip. Yeah, I'm going
Right,
there.
right.
And I was sometimes looking for things that I could wear, and you don't see that a lot of the fashion show. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
always something that's like so couture that like you can't wear it, but you can wear it. Oh my gosh, those are the things that you want to buy.
Yeah.
And it was and shout out to Real Divas are Large because she gave me a whole necklace literally to
Yes, she
wear.
did. It
Yeah.
was out.
And
Lean.
yes. And then shout out to Gabby Symone because baby, she gave me a whole dress to change into.
Did, and you need to come pick up your dress because I said this is your dress now. I will not be wearing this. This belongs to you.
I was like, this
You
is
look so
I
good.
felt beautiful though, and I
Yeah.
felt Gabby Symone for a minute. So it was really good.
I mean, you and I are basically the same person. So,
Yeah. It's just you have longer hair though, but yeah.
well, I paid for longer hair. So,
And if you paid for it, it's
you
yours. Don't
said
play with it,
for the
okay?
low, low price, you too
If
can
you
be.
paid for it, it's yours. He said, I got the receipt for it. I don't want to hear it. You got the receipt for it, Gabby.
I can
Okay, you
send
good.
you the link, like
I
whatever
can
you
send you
want.
the link for it. Why are you like this? Why are you like this? We can't. I feel like we're so off guard now. I don't even know
I
where
know.
we are.
I know.
At this point, I'm just like, oh,
We're
you
super
no. I know
unserious.
exactly where we are.
Okay.
Next up for the plus community, for the curvy community, what's next for us is the Full Figure Industry Award.
Yes, it is.
Is there anything, I don't know if Tawana's going to allow you, please don't kill me, Tawana, but is there anything you can tell us, like a little, what can we expect? Like, what's it going to be like?
Well, it's funny, right? Something about 2024, uh, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of our productions, a lot of the industry leaders are celebrating milestones, like District of
Yep.
Curse is celebrating 10 years. The
Mm-hmm.
FIAS is celebrating a milestone. This is the 5th year of the Full Figured Industry Awards.
5?
This is year 5.
Oh my goodness. Well, happy
So
birthday, Pius.
I know, right?
That's a big deal then.
It's
Okay.
a big deal.
Okay.
It's a big deal to choose this year after year. As someone who, I'm a baby to production, right? Like everybody thinks I've been out here for a while, but I'm new here. And I have now been in multiple cycles of production where you go through all of the motions of, I'm not doing this no more. Like it's
Right.
too stressful. I don't want to do it. And then you get through it and everybody's so happy and they're giving you the kudos and telling you how much it means to them. And you're
Yeah.
like, well, I guess we could do another year.
Well, I guess we can do it
Yeah.
every year you want to quit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, one more won't hurt.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And
That's
so to choose that for 10 years or for 5 years, it's an honor. And I just had a call with another producer. Shout out to Kimmy from Curvy out in Houston, Texas. They're doing their 2nd year. And she was saying the same thing. And she had a conversation with someone and they told her, I didn't even start making a profit from this until year 5 or 6. So do you understand the sheer amount of passion that you have to continue to do this for the community for
right.
5 to 6 years without making any money or possibly losing money? And you're just doing it for the love of the game.
Right. The
You know what I
love
mean?
of
And I'm
the
not
game.
saying that that's necessarily the case with every, but it's a thing that happens.
Right.
It's
Right.
a thing that happens. So I honor anyone out here who's trying to do things
Mm-hmm.
for the community with no expectation. And I can say about Tawana, Mickey, and any of the other producers that I've come across, they are so selfless in
Yeah.
this work. It's not about personal gain, it's not about financial gain. It really is about building up and celebrating the plus community.
It's
And I
true.
respect that so much.
And I do love that you guys like train people. Y'all are like, wait, you're due for another photo shoot. This is how it's done.
Yep.
This is how you model.
Yep.
Like they're willing to give you tips and not charge you for it.
Absolutely. Listen. To go back to DOC for a second, District of Curse has always been a teaching show. We've always had anywhere from 2 to 3 rehearsals with a model coach. And, a lot of the models are like, oh, what am I getting out of this? You're getting 12 hours of free runway coaching from Jeannie Ferguson. Like,
which costs like any other time $500,000. So this is amazing.
At least. Okay. Like that's invaluable. They'll be sitting in rehearsal doing like a water break. Like we'll take a break for water and Jeannie's just sitting there dropping gems, like just talking to them. And I'm sitting there like, as I'm sitting there like, y'all not, because I'm listening. You
Right.
know, like I'm picking up these gems and I'm not even in here in that capacity because when somebody's just dropping free gems to you, you have to pick them up.
Right. It's tough. This model industry is not easy.
It is
I'm glad that there's space for everybody, but then also it's like find your niche. Cause I was like, sometimes runway ain't for you. Sometimes runway is for you. Sometimes you're like, I'll just stick to print or I'll do some other type stuff. You're like, or
absolutely.
I can do some podcasts or I can do stuff,
Absolutely. Listen,
you know.
the industry needs more than models. You know, I believe that everybody has a right to try it out, see where they fit. And the modeling is a good entry level way to figure out where you fit, right? You come in as a model and you're like, not for me, but I like speaking. So maybe I'll do hosting.
Right.
Or, you know, I'm into styling. You know, I'm a fashionable person. Maybe I'll be a stylist. And we need all of these people. And
Mm-hmm.
to tie that back in, that is what the Full Figured Industry Awards celebrates. It's not a celebration of just models, it's a celebration of photographers, designers,
Mm-hmm.
boutiques, stylists, retail brands,
Mm-hmm.
podcasters,
Content creator,
bloggers,
podcasters, yeah,
content creators.
bloggers,
We have
yeah.
14 categories plus 6 additional honoree categories. So we really try to hit everybody that contributes to the industry.
Yeah, y'all do. Y'all
And
do.
you're gonna see this year, you're gonna see a continuation of that, and you're gonna see some elevation. You know, we talked about how we could make things bigger and better. You gonna you if you're a VIP, you're gonna get some amazing food. I can
Right.
tell you that right now. I don't
Ah,
know
well, thank
you.
God I was nominated for something, so I'm gonna get some food then. That's good.
Yeah, you gonna get some food because let me tell you, Chef Gary, who is our sponsor for the VIP hour, last year we had, good God, we had shrimp and grits, we had andouille and grits, and then he did a veggie and grits. And he said the veggie, we went to a tasting in his studio, and he said, I tell you, if I do this, the veggies are gonna go first. We said, we don't believe you. You got these shrimp, you got this sausage. He said the veggies are gonna go first. Lo and behold, the veggies went first.
Listen,
Shout
by the
out
time
to
I
him
got
and
to
his
that table, nothing was there. Listen, it was
not
just
not a
a
crumb.
few macaroons and the
Yes,
decorations.
and that was
Like,
his
did you see
sister
the
Darlene.
pizza?
Shout out to his entire team. That food, and when we went for the tasting,
Mm-hmm.
the food was delicious. But then I got a small sample of it on the day of the fires, and the food was even better. The food was
Mm,
even better than it was at the tasting. I said, I don't know.
I
You
love
put
it.
more
I
than the
love
foot.
that happens. I
You
think
put
that's
more
amazing.
than the foot. You put the whole leg in this food right here.
You said
Like
the
I don't.
whole,
You put the
not
whole.
just the foot, the leg too.
You put the whole leg quarter.
Why are you so great? I love it. I can't wait. I'm excited for the fires. This is my first year as a nominee. I'm nominated for Outstanding Entertainer.
And
And
you are.
a whole amazing the crop in there. Fantastic. I'm an El Baez fan. I love
Shout
um
out to
everybody
Elvira.
in the category. Fantastic. So I can't wait to go. I'm so excited. I'm already planning my whole life around it.
As you should.
So just know.
Get
And
that
that's
outfit
tell us
ready.
the date again. What date is it and where is it?
It is November 2nd,
Mhm.
2024 at the Jamaica Performing Arts Center in Queens, New York.
Hey, that's the East Marin stomping grounds. I told Tawana, I said, I used to live in Jamaica, Queens.
Yep, yep, yep.
Right up Jamaica Avenue, girl.
That is it.
That beef
Tickets
up.
are on sale. Get your tickets now. They will sell out and we will not be adding more.
Yeah, they mean it. They really don't like to add more
We don't.
tickets,
So sorry.
no matter how much you ask them.
And I don't know how, if you're not nominated, I don't know how you're going to get into the VIP hour. I do know that we had sold a very limited number of VIP tickets to be able
Right.
to get in that, and they sold out the same day. So I don't know what to tell you. You better find you a nominee
Mm-hmm.
that is single
Okay.
and ask if you can be their date so that you can get into the VIP hour. So,
It's a
Lady
little
T,
manipulative.
if
It's
you are
very,
taking,
there's a
tell
lot of
them if you
coordinating
are
here.
accepting applications for a temporary boo to come to the fires so that they can get in that, just let them know your DMs are open. And yeah, because
Your
that's
DMs
pretty much
open.
the
I
only
like that. I'm gonna
yeah,
that might have to be me. I'm gonna have to try that.
yeah,
So I was gonna say I
you're
totally
gonna
missed
try
that.
that.
Okay, well, can we talk fashion now? Because baby, let me say something. One thing Gabby Simone's gonna do is she gonna slay. Who are your biggest fashion influences?
You know, I don't know that I have any. In my head, I first of all, I have ADHD, so I can't sit down and focus on anything long enough anyway. But my head is it's just the vision in my head is just an amalgamation of everything that I've ever seen since
Mhm.
birth, right? And I take a little piece here and a little piece there. And then I think about my body because I've lived in this body for 32 years, almost 33 years. And I'm like, what kind of body do I have today? I wake up
Right.
every day and I'm like, what is my stomach doing today? What are my thighs doing? And I go based on that.
Okay.
Obviously my mom and my grandmother were fashionistas and dressed me in the most ridiculous stuff when I was a child. I was like, I look back at some of those pictures and I'm like, that looks itchy. Like, did you
Right.
really have, you know what I mean? Like, but it was just, it was so over the top. I was such a doll baby and they loved that.
Mhm.
And I went through sort of this rebirth where I was like, okay, I'm now an adult and I really have to figure out what style and fashion means to me.
Yeah.
And I've gone through different phases over the course of my life. And right now,
Hmm.
style and fashion is bright colors, bold colors.
Hmm.
It's drama, it's texture, and honestly, it's comfort.
Mm. Okay. Okay. So, because you look great in orange, everything you've worn recently, you look like a whole mermaid at the fires last year, an entire mermaid.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I know that was the goal. I was like,
That was the goal. I got that dress made by the same designer that made my nationals winning pageant gown.
oh,
And I wanted to run it back with her. And
okay,
we
pass that.
had
Yeah, go ahead and pass that on over here. You don't
you
need that.
got it, because I don't know where I'm gonna wear it again. I wore it, I shot in it, I got the cover of Queen Size magazine in it, and I don't know what to do with it. Like, maybe I'm gonna go to a little mermaid. I don't know. Like, I will pass that on,
I
and you
just want to come see your closet and just sit
my
in it.
closet, my couch, my like the clothes. I can't. I gotta get rid of them. So if you know anybody that is looking for clothes, like I will ship it. I will get. It's got to get out of my house.
Okay, yeah, I'm on it. So you just let me know when you're able to do that, and I'll come rob you. I was just you don't even you won't even see me. I'll have a ski mask on. Everything will be fine. You'll be good.
I don't even cover that beautiful face.
Oh
I
my
you
god,
you can
he's
break in my
always
house in the
about
middle of
that.
the night. I'd be like, it's Tiffany. Go on, girl, and I'm going back to sleep. I'll talk
Not
to you in the
gone,
morning.
girl.
Go on, get what you need. You need some
Not
trash
gone,
bags
girl.
here. The trash bags are over there under the. Get the.
I'll be like, can I have some coffee too while I'm here?
You can
Because
make
this
it
is
yourself.
actually taking up a lot of my energy. You got coffee. I need strength for this, please. Can you can I get a snack too? Um I
You the
cannot. So
neediest
how would you
burglar I've
describe
ever
your
met in my
style
life.
then?
Like, wait a minute.
I
You
cannot.
gotta.
How do you describe your style then? What is it, just fabulous? How would you describe your style in but so many words?
It's bold.
Oh, I like that.
Um,
That's great.
it's very bold. I'm never afraid to make an impact. Like,
Mhm.
I'm not so much of like I'm trying to make a statement, right? Like, I don't do a lot of but I'm never afraid to make an impact. Like, I'm already a larger girl
Mhm.
and I don't try to shrink that. So when I am looking at clothes, even if it's not something like that needs to be custom or something like that. Like, if I go on a website and I'm looking for a random dress or something like that, and it comes in three colors, black, white, and orange. And I'm like, I'm gonna get this dress anyway. I might as well get the orange.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no need in, like, oh, unless I'm just really feeling like I want a black dress, like, don't be afraid to wear the orange.
But you got we have to change our thinking because I it's only since I met you and like I would say within the last couple of years that I've been like avoiding so much black and white. I've been actually trying to get like color. Like, so now I'm
Mhm.
looking like orange. I'm looking for hot pink. I'm looking for,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, okay, maybe blue. I'm trying to look for these really nice colors now. So
Well,
I
you're
just
you're
thought you would
doing it.
everywhere.
You're doing it. Like, I hope anybody listening to this is tuned in to what you are giving every day at 11:30 a.m. Like, I, if I'm at work, I don't get to watch it, but I see the replays and stuff on social media, and I'm like, oh, okay, Tiffany, that's what we doing today,
That's the comment you always leave. You be like, okay, hair. Wait, okay.
right?
What we
Like,
doing? Wait.
right, like that's what we're okay, and
Stop
you don't know how much pride and joy I get seeing you represent
it.
like that.
Oh goodness, stop it.
Like, I mean, you were in some sort of turquoise blue the other day, and I was like, oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's what
That's actually the first thing I thought of too.
that's it.
I
No,
flashed
not
it
not
first.
not trying to
Mhm.
shrink ourselves. Like, we
Yes.
are out here bold in these colors on TV
Yes.
every day.
I know, and it's an adjustment for most women because most of us don't like that, and we're just like, no, black is slimming. Let's do the black. But you make a statement every single time. So, what advice do you have for those in the curvy community? And just trying to build up confidence or something to make it and to follow their dreams and their goals. What advice do you have for the plus community, the curvy community? Talk to me.
My biggest advice is to give yourself the same grace that you would give anybody else.
Mm,
Like, look in the mirror, like, go to the mirror and listen to the way that you talk to yourself.
mm,
Look at your body and listen to the internal dialogue that you have concerning it.
right.
And then ask yourself if you would say or think these things about somebody else. And
Mm,
usually the answer is no, because
mm,
we are our toughest critics, right?
right.
Because we are some beautiful men and women, and but we are our toughest critics.
We are.
And first of all, if you would say it to someone else, that's a whole different conversation that we're going to have. But if you wouldn't say that, or you
Right.
wouldn't think that
Hmm.
about, why would you think it about yourself? You have got to be your biggest cheerleader.
Mm,
And for all of the clothes and the hair and everything else that I do, like, I really believe in myself internally. And I was so sad, and I know that there are plenty of people that do, but I was saddened when I got out here and I saw a lot of the people that look like me. And they're dressing, they got their hair, they got
mhm.
their lashes, and they got their clothes, and then you talk to them and they don't actually believe the things that they're saying. They
Yeah,
don't actually believe it. And I'm like, wait, I thought we were talking like we the ish. I thought that we were,
but it
y'all
was
don't believe
words.
that. I
It was
really
just
believe
words. Hmm.
I
They don't believe.
really believe that. And
Mm,
not just about myself, but about everybody.
right.
So I need us to believe that we are the ish, because we are. And everything else will fall. Once you believe that you are worthy to stand out and not shrink yourselves, everything else will follow. It will be easy to pick the orange instead of the black. It will be easy to pick the bodycon dress instead of the A line. It will be easy to put the statement jewelry on. But you got to start with the inside. You have to believe that I am that girl, I am that guy, and nobody can tell me otherwise.
I love it. Gabby Symone. Oh gosh, you're such a vibe. Now, okay, now you get to ask me any question you want. We have like 1 minute left. What question do you have for me?
Dag, Tiffany, why you didn't tell me this earlier?
I
I
did.
be having, I have so many questions for you.
No, don't. Just one and just who knows?
You gonna ask me all of these and then say just
I
one.
know. I did a whole interview with you. I limited
Right. And then
you.
how you gonna like, what is that about?
I love you.
Oh my gosh.
We've had it.
What has been your journey with
Oh,
plus size fashion?
oh.
Like, where did you start and how did you get you talking about me, but you never miss. And I don't know if you believe that, but I ain't never been worried about you when it comes to the fashion.
I cannot.
So I just want to know, like, what has been your personal journey to get to this point in fact? I mean, we can talk about your life and all that. That's a whole nother podcast. But like in fashion, like how did you get here to where you are in bright, bold colors every day? Have you always been like that? Was that a journey? What's up with that?
You know what's crazy? It started in college at Bowie State. I suddenly felt like a baddie. I just felt like I was like, okay, yeah, I love this. I started wearing a little bit because I started working for Lane Bryant. I
Mhm.
started like dressing differently. They were like, you got to start wearing some of our clothes here. And I was like, okay, cool. It started then. That's when I came into becoming Lady T anyway. I was Lady T on campus, Lady T who does radio, Lady T interning at 109.5 with Kane Show, Lady T just Lady T, Lady T, Lady T, Lady T, Lady T hosting, Lady T doing this, Lady T doing that. And it was then. And then it on the journey, my aunt, she is like, I love her so much. She's also my pastor. She wears amazing jewelry. She loves to dress up. And I get a lot of my fashion from her because of like the moves that she makes with it. So she really inspires me, like jewelry wise and some, clothing wise. Like she was oh gosh, she's a fashionista. She is still.
Mhm.
So I think that kind of shaped where I go with like my fashion. And then I started to step out of the box. Also, since like I met you, I have to say, like in the whole DLC crew, I literally had to I had to step my game up because I was like, you know what? I'm playing it safe. And I just don't want to play it safe anymore. Like ever since that Queen Size magazine shoot, like I don't want to play it safe. Cover girl.
Cover
I
girl.
cover girl, baby. And we both are. We're both cover girls. Girl, it's just I don't want to play it safe anymore. And I think matching up certain things, shout out to Phil and Tawana from Queen Size magazine. They're amazing. But them walking me through picking outfits and stuff for the shoot, it changed my life. I just was like, wow, I didn't know this could go together with this. And they were willing
Yeah.
to with me. They said, yeah, you can't wear heels here. Your flats are right over there. You're gonna wear those colors with this and this and they made me feel comfortable and I don't feel ugly. And I love it. So
Yeah.
I have to say, like the journey along the way, you meet people who just help transform you into some next level, confidence, next level baddie. It's just I love it. So thank you because you literally make me feel very very beautiful. I don't question like how I look when I'm with you. So I love how you treat like the entire curvy community. You're amazing, Gabby.
Oh, I love you, Tiffany. And you never should feel ugly because it never gave ugly.
It never gave ugly. It never did.
It never gave ugly.
Ever.
So,
Well, plug your social media handles for our people, please.
sure, you can follow me on all social channels at MIZ Gabby, Gabby
Mm-hmm.
9791. Follow District of Curves on all social channels at District of Curves and follow the Full Figured Industry Awards, Full Figured Industry Awards on
Mm-hmm.
all social channels as well. And you will see some of the exciting things we have next. As she said, the fires are coming up, and then District of Curves actually has some exciting things coming up as well that you'll
Do
have
you
to
have
see
a social
about.
media handle for people who want to sign up for the Full Figure USA or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It is Miss Full Figure MS
Mm-hmm.
Full Figured USA
Mm-hmm.
NCR.
And see, okay, baby. I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Gabby, for your time. Thank you for your vibes, your positive energy. Thank you for just taking the time to just, speak into our lives. And you are just such a dope person. I do not take you for granted at all. And you're going to do amazing things. And of course, you have the support of me and of course, my speakers out there, my people who listen. You have our support. So thank you so much for everything. I
I
appreciate it.
appreciate you. I appreciate you so much, Tiffany. I appreciate your friendship, your love, your support.
Mhm.
You are such an ally to our community, and we love you. We truly love you and
Girl,
appreciate
I
you.
gotta bow because oh my god, thank you so much. All right. Well, for everyone else out there, make sure you catch Emma on speaker on Amazon, Apple, what is it? Audible, Spotify,
Spotify, yep.
YouTube, iHeartRadio,
All
all that
of
good
them.
stuff. And follow
All of them.
Lady T. Thank you guys.
Good night, guys.